Hi friends, this video is a continuation of chapter 1, the plan. If you haven't watched that video yet, I highly recommend you check it out first. I have added the link in description and also in the I button above. So today, we are taking a very first physical step towards building an amplifier in Canada. And that step is the VU meter. This is the LM358 based audio meter DIY kit. I bought this from AliExpress and this is my very first purchase from AliExpress in Canada. Since I'm a new customer, they gave me a special offer and honestly, I still can't believe the price. I got this entire kit for just 3.23 Canadian dollars. No delivery charge, nothing extra. That's roughly 200 Indian rupees. At that price, it honestly felt like a steal deal. But to be very honest with you guys, I was very tense after placing the order, but surprisingly the product arrived earlier than I expected and it was safely delivered to my place. That moment itself gave me a lot of confidence to continue with this project. When I opened the package, I found a green double-sided PCB. For this price, I must say the PCB quality is more than acceptable. The tracks are neat and the finishing is decent. Then I found two small analog VU meters with built-in warm yellow LED lights. Now here comes my honest reaction. The VU meters are smaller than I expected. For a moment, I actually felt like I was cheated. Then I went back to the product page again and realized that they had clearly mentioned the exact diameters of the VU meter on the website. I simply didn't check it properly. So that mistake is completely mine. Still, I must say, even though they are small, they look very cute and classy. And now, I'm actually glad that in my amplifier design, I had planned to add a red circular ring around the VU meters. That will visually increase the size and also make it look more premium. In the second packet, it had all the electronic components required to assemble the VU meter, including the LM358 IC, which is the heart of this VU meter driver circuit. Apart from that, the capacitors, diodes, resistors, a 7812 voltage regulator IC to provide a stable 12-volt DC supply, a DB10 diode which is used to rectify the 12-volt AC single supply input into DC. Then we have the W203 variable resistor or potentiometer to adjust the sensitivity of the needle. Everything required for this small circuit is provided in the kit, and for this price, that's honestly impressive. This VU meter is not just for decoration, it's going to be a core visual element of this vintage style amplifier build. So without wasting any more time, let's start building the VU meter. This VU meter works on converting the analog signal into a moving needle indication using a simple analog process. First, the audio signal from the input enters the circuit. This signal is AC, that's alternating current, which means it goes positive and negative. Next, the diodes in the circuit rectify the audio signal. That means they convert the AC audio signal into DC pulses that the meter can understand. After that, this signal goes to the LM358 IC. This IC works as a signal amplifier and buffer. In simple words, we can say the LM358 boosts the weak audio signal to a level strong enough to move the VU meter needle smoothly. Now, the signal passes through the W203 trimmer potentiometer. This is where we adjust the sensitivity of the VU meter. If I increase the sensitivity, the needle will move even at low volume. If I decrease the sensitivity, the needle will move only at high volume. Then the signal reaches the analog VU meter head, and based on the signal strength, the needle moves left and right, showing the audio level. So, this VU meter works on low voltage audio signals. If we connect it directly to the high power speaker output, we must use a resistor divider to avoid damaging the circuit and the meter. Now, inside the meter, there is a tiny copper coil sitting in the magnetic field. The needle is attached to that coil. When the DC from the circuit flows to the coil, it makes a small magnetic field. This field interacts with the permanent magnet, and that makes the coil rotate. Since the needle is attached, it moves too. The stronger the current, the more the needle moves to the right, and when the signal gets weaker, less current flows and the needle goes back to the left. Inside the meter, there is also a tiny spring and tapping system. This brings the needle back to the zero when there is no signal, preventing it from shaking wildly and gives a smooth and classic VU meter movement we all love. And we are done. All the connections in the PCB goes through a screw type connector. I have hooked up the 12-volt AC single supply, the 12-volt DC supply for LEDs in both VU meters and the left-right audio signals to the board. I have connected the audio from the pre-amplifier section like the Bluetooth module, not the speaker output from the amplifier. So, we'll be using this meter as the input level indicator, not an output level indicator. Now let's do a quick test. So, soldiers, that's it for chapter 2. What do you think of our cute little VU meter? Comment below. And if you want to see the next chapter and upcoming other videos, don't forget to subscribe and support. See you in our next video.